Hey, my Saxy souls. You're watching The Seasons Behind the Sound, where I break down the creative process and answer your questions about my debut EP, Life's Seasons. Let's go. Welcome to episode 4 of The Seasons Behind the Sound. Today we're going to be talking about Bloom, the fourth song on my EP, Life's Seasons. Bloom is the spring song on my EP, and spring is usually associated with growth, new love, new beginnings, new habits. For the theme of the song, I really wanted to focus on self-growth and self-love. Bloom coming after Rainfall on the album is a perfect contrast. As I spoke about in the last episode, Rainfall is about dealing with a lot of self-negative energy, while Bloom is deciding to grow out of that dark place and bloom into something better. The main message of the song is blooming into the truest version of you, somebody that is ambitious, goal-driven, and not pushed around and controlled by stress. This song for me is a song that just shows my ambition and also my determination. Talking about picking yourself up again and getting dressed, being like, I'm focusing on my dreams today. I am focusing on my dreams and I'm going down that path and I know I'm going to succeed. As I said in the last episode, Rainfall is a very vulnerable song for me because it talks about my own struggles, and Bloom is taking those struggles and turning it into something beautiful, turning it into a journey, into just self-growth and self-love, and blooming into the best version of myself. And I always strive to be the best version of myself every day. I try to do something for myself every day, and I try to do something for myself that's going to make me into the person that I want to be, and something that's going to be wonderful to others, a wonderful person in society, just to add good into the world, because the world always needs more good. I've always dreamed to be doing what I'm doing now, and to be able to make a song about my dreams and about just living this life that I've always wanted to live. Honestly, I could say that I have completed a goal right there. This song is very unique compared to the other songs on my EP because it has two songs in one. That part is just so cool. The beginning, I want it to feel like a 60s bop kind of vibe. I feel like there's a lot of spring songs that talk about love and everything. And I really wanted a spring song that talks about finding yourself or making your dreams come true or blooming into the person that you always want to be and always have dreamed to be. Then there's that very abrupt cassette sound, like changing of cassette tapes, and that starts the actual song.
The reflection ain't been looking like me, kind of trying to live a life that's not for me. Time to stop stressing and start dressing for those dreams, baby. Get out the way, I'm becoming she. She knows exactly what she wants and needs. Never guessing, she's obsessing over goals, you see.
The reflection ain't been looking like me, caught up trying to live a life that's not for me. I feel like I get caught up in, I'm just gonna say life, honestly. I get caught up in maybe doing too many things or find myself doing things that I don't really want to do. And sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do because adult life. But making decisions for myself and being like, well, this isn't seeming like me. Like, the person that I am right now isn't looking like the person that I want to be. The reflection ain't been looking like me. I haven't been acting like myself or the person that I want to be. I have to wake up and I have to be that person every day so I can achieve my goals. Time to stop stressing and start dressing for those dreams, baby. I love that line. It's so like sassy, cute. Like, this whole thing is just sassy, cute. I love it. Sometimes for me, all I need to do is get dressed in something cute and I immediately feel better. It's a motivator. It's definitely a motivator to look in the mirror and be like, yeah, she looks like she has her stuff together. She looks like she could do anything. Get out the way, I'm becoming she. She knows exactly what she wants and needs. Never guessing, she's obsessing over goals you see. The she I am referring to is the woman I'm going to be. The woman I want to be. The woman I am going to be tomorrow. The one I'm going to be in 10 years. You know, it's thinking ahead and like driving your goals to be that woman, because she already has her stuff together. She's doing great. I know she is. Me in 5 years, 10 years, me tomorrow. It's always going to be a leg up from where I am today.
Ooh, I fantasize it. Ooh, baby, I visualize it. I see the peak, I need to climb it. I'm never turning back. Day by day, I'm making my way into the life where I used to pray.
I fantasize it, I visualize it. You're just always visualizing yourself there. You fantasize about it like it's such a big desire. You want it so bad, whatever your goals are. I see the peak I need to climb and I'm never turning back. I know it's not going to be easy. I know there's so many steps I need to take to get there. And sometimes there aren't steps and you have to make your own steps to get there. And I can see how far I still have to go, but that's not going to stop me. Why would I want to go back down the mountainside rather than just go up? Right? Because I'm already maybe halfway there. If you could see the peak, you're pretty much there, or you're really close to getting there. Day by day, I'm making my way into the life where I used to pray. Chasing dreams, letting passion set me free, never stopping, I'm starting to bloom. A little bit a day goes a long way, even if it's just, 30 minutes a day towards your goal, whatever your goal is or your goals are. Just a little bit every day, and you're going to be making your way up that peak. Doing this, being a performer, making music, dancing, acting, all of it is just something I felt like I was put here on earth to do, and that this is my purpose. My saxophone is so happy to have a solo in this song, because the last two we talked about, he did not have a solo. So he's very happy right now, very happy to be in this video. The sax solo in the song is very simple, and it was really as a transition to get to the slower part of the song, which comes next. When I was writing this song, I was trying to figure out, okay, what kind of structure do I want for this? I originally had a lot more words going on. I was going to do a second verse, and having that sax solo just, it really filled the gap that was missing. I knew there was something missing, and I was like, okay, we're going to throw it on the sax, because the sax can fix anything. The very beginning of the song, that 60s bop section, that was actually going to be the song itself. I was going to add, obviously, more words, and it was going to have, a structure to it. But I was just inspired by my own self-motivation and my ambitions, and just the feeling that warm weather, honestly, gives me. It gives everybody just, a sense of, oh, there's so many things I want to do and I could finally do them. I mean, that's why spring cleaning is a thing, because we're excited to have longer days and you feel like you have more time to do things. Even though the song was going in a different direction, I still wanted to keep that little 60s bop part in it because it was just so cute. And I was figuring out a way to make it happen, and I came across a song. It's actually an Afrobeat song. It is Piece of My Heart by Wizkid and Brent. I forgot his last name. It's just so interesting because they have two songs in it and neither of them have a clear finish. So they have the sound effect of what sounds like a tape, like a cassette tape, going in and out of the player, or like it being stopped or rewind. I don't really know what exact sounds they used. So I was so inspired by that, and I wanted to keep the 60s bop. So I was like, okay, well, I want to do something like that. I don't want like a record scratch or something like that because it's too abrupt. I wanted something it's almost like a switching of a mindset. And that's what a cassette player sounds like when you switch out the tapes. I don't know. It's just like you're switching your mindset. It's like you flip a switch and now you're thinking a different way and you're thinking more positively. For the rest of the video, just to make this way easier, I'm going to be referencing the very beginning of the song as Springtime because I'm getting sick of saying the beginning 60s bop part. That's too wordy. For the Springtime section, the song that inspired that sound is Come Prima by Tony Dallada. That's a song that I've grown up listening to, and it's just so sweet, and it's very springy song. And I wanted that feel for the instrumentation in the back with the piano and everything. For Bloom, the actual song, it was very Amy Winehouse inspired because she kind of has that retro feel to her music. Two songs particularly are Tears Dry on Their Own and Valerie. It was I think it was a BBC live performance or something. I can't remember which one it is, but it's more acoustic. But the vibe of those and just her music in general, I feel like that was an inspiration for this song. The biggest struggle with this song is definitely the song structure. I had too many words before and it was becoming too long as well. And I didn't want this to be long because the words didn't mean enough to me. They just felt like fluff. The saxophone definitely came and saved the day like it always does, because it helped in the transition from the first refrain to the second refrain, how it slows down and then it repeats. And yeah, it just put a nice bow on it and just made it all make sense. Another struggle was actually in post-production. It was finding the correct timing for the cassette sound effect. Speaking of being in the studio, we did record each song separately. We treat it as two songs because they are. So we got a few takes of our Springtime song and then we moved on to Bloom. And to really give it that retro vintage feel, we added a filter over my voice, and I believe the instruments also had some sort of filter in post-production. The coolest fact about this song is that the cassette tape sound was actually recorded in studio, and my mom did it, which is so freaking cool. Every time I perform this song or I tell somebody about this song, I always mention that my mom did the cassette sound and that's her big break. She was very, very excited. It was her first time being in the booth. Oh gosh, I love that. It's like a great memory that I will always cherish. Time for audience questions. Here we go. Did you always plan to have the old mixtape sound in the beginning? Well, I guess no, because originally I thought Springtime was going to be the song. Once I knew it wasn't going to be the song, then I was like, I need some sort of tape sound here. How did you make the cassette sound? The actual cassette player is one we had. It was my mom's Walkman, and unfortunately it doesn't work anymore. We even changed the batteries. It just doesn't work anymore. But the buttons still work. So we just had, I think we opened it because the tape was already, I don't even think we had a tape in there because it wasn't really necessary. And I think we just ejected it, opened it, and closed it. I think that's the combination we did to make the sound. I honestly don't remember. My mom would probably know better than me because she did it. I was just there as emotional support. We did get different takes of different combinations of sound. So maybe one of them we might have taken the tape out, put it back in, or maybe we just closed it and started it. I can't remember the exact combinations, but it was just really fun to use the real thing and not just find a already made sound on the program. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Seasons Behind the Sound. I will be back next week with episode 5, which is crazy because we're almost done. Wow. Are you excited? You should be. The next 2 are your big ones. Comment down below if you know what song is next. There's only 2 more, so you have a 50-50 chance of getting it right. And remember, you could get a prize. A signed CD. I said that in the beginning. I am still down for that. I will see you next week. Mwah.